On today's episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast, we have a very special guest, Thalia Lynn. Thalia Lynn runs a YouTube page where she teaches other creators how to market and promote their business while, not getting a little bit of burnout. So check her out today. We talk about a myriad of different topics, including how she got started in the business, how she became so successful, and how she navigates all the weirdos that, typically come with this line of work. We appreciate her coming on. Stay tuned. This is going to be a very special episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? It's the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger, and as always, I'm joined by one of the greatest co-hosts to ever live. She can't breathe, but it's Courtney.
I can breathe today. Okay. No, I can't.
You can never breathe.
No.
It's that thing in your nose. It always gets in the way.
It's my nose ring?
Yeah, it's got to be it.
Okay.
I don't have one, and I can breathe.
I'll take it out and see if that helps.
Correlation equals causation.
Yeah.
Just like that. And we have a special guest today, Thalia Lynn.
Hi.
We got a very special guest. We met. I found Thalia on social media, blowing up, doing her thing. You are an OnlyFans creator. You do like a little bit of that. Is there any other major platforms you use to do that?
I really just use OnlyFans and I guess I sell content to people individually and stuff too.
Did you get into it during the pandemic?
No, I actually got into it when I moved out of my parents' house.
Yeah, you're like, let me get away from them and do my own thing. Yeah. It's funny because I knew a lot of people during the pandemic. We were all stuck indoors, and I feel like that's when OnlyFans blew up because it was like a small creator thing, and it wasn't even necessarily like sex work, but it was like anything like digital art, and then it became like a huge it was almost like over those like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
we're all stuck indoors.
We're all stuck at home and need something to do.
Yeah, and then people are like, I might as well show my butt, and then some people stuck with it and actually are doing really well, like you, which is great. I mean, we have Jordan. Jordan's one of the guys who does the podcast with us, and he's the guy on the far right there. You can see him with the crazy hair, and he I love his hair in that photo. But he was like, yeah, follow mine. It's free. Come see my dick. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I'm good. I think we're friends. I'm cool.
I don't think he's posted anything on it at all.
Never, ever.
No.
You were like trying to get me to go follow it sometimes. Yeah. She's like, do you want to see it? And I'm like, no, I don't. No. But this is before he got a serious. He's in a serious relationship now, and he's like, but he still has it. He said he still uses it.
I still have mine.
I told him, I was like, him and Kim should just do it together.
I like mine because it's my first name. Because nobody else has my name.
I know. You're like, I got my first name. That's such like a boomer thing to do, to be like, hey, let me go get my name. I got to get my name at gmail.com so nobody hates it.
No, it's because nobody else spells their name like mine, so I can use my name on everything.
Yeah, your name's spelled weird as fuck.
You're weird as fuck.
Rhonda, call grandma and fix the name spelling. I just did that immediately. Your aunt's going to kill me on the podcast.
She doesn't call her enough.
Yeah, so what you got out of your parents' house, you're like, let me make some money, and that's what you got into it?
I was actually really struggling.
Yeah.
I was working as a CNA at the time and in nursing school.
Yeah.
So, I was not making good money. It was either, pay rent or feed myself for the month. So I was like, well, I'm gonna start this. Started that. It was okay. But then I started dancing, and then it just kind of grew more.
I mean, honestly, you have a pretty large following on social media, which is pretty crazy. I was like, we were just talking a little bit before we came on about your TikTok, because I didn't have that on here, but over 50,000 followers on TikTok, almost 40,000 followers here on Twitter, and then obviously Facebook's not very friendly. So, and then what happened with your Instagram? Because that's where we originally contacted you from, and I know in general, these social medias aren't very friendly to anybody doing anything outside of the normal, typical, oh, you better put your shirt and tie on and button on up.
Yeah, so it was doing fine. My posts weren't getting reported or anything for a long time. I only had that account since the end of June, because I've had 3 or 4 different Instagrams before that one got banned. They've all gotten banned because I don't know, Instagram is really particular about the way they post, but then, you know, we see all these Instagram models or famous people posting, like, straight up, like, booty pictures or outlines or hand bras and stuff, and they can do it, but when someone smaller does it, and someone reports it's taken down immediately, it's kind of weird.
It feels like the report, like, we've dealt a lot over the years. We talked a little bit about this for the podcast, but for the people listening at home, we dealt a lot over the years with so many people reporting things that we do, and then the social media, being a small digital creator, which is like what we are, you know, a small digital creator, like, when you get reported, you have very little avenues to get your shit back. So like, whereas like somebody like, well, you know, recently we've had all that shit with Kanye West, who got his Twitter back and then lost his Twitter again and gets his Twitter back and loses it. Like, he's going to get as many chances as he wants because he's a celebrity. Whereas like with us, small creators that are trying to, you know, build a following and basically just keep a roof over our head, make sure I can eat, you know, maybe keep our teeth together, you know, small things like that these celebrities take for granted. Like, we've got to do, when we get hit with these reports, they hit even harder. Like, we lost a page just from people not liking what we post, and it's like,
I lost my entire Facebook page that had all the pictures of my kids and stuff on it.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Horrible. And you were calling out a guy.
I was calling out a guy who was taking his kids to go pick up, like, sex workers.
Yeah. Well, you can just say exactly what it was. It was a girl on drugs, and she was a prostitute, and he went to a prostitute and then left his phone in the car and didn't pay her, right?
No, you want to know the whole story?
Let's hear it. Okay,
so this guy... He goes to, this girl that is the prostitute goes to Mike's Pizza, and she sees a guy and says, hey, can I use your phone? She uses his phone, logs into her Facebook, and then, like, she starts to run off with the phone. The dude chases her, jumps a fence. He ends up getting her, gets the phone back, and the phone is still logged into her Facebook. So he's looking through it, and she's meeting up with this guy that, there to prostitute, like, and, since she stole his phone and stuff, he started screenshotting it. But there was a lot of, like, stuff in there where, like, he had his kids with him while he was doing it. Yeah. And, like...
And he was in, like, a huge, like, court battle with his ex-wife.
To get custody with his kids. To get custody,
and was, like, making her out to be a villain and all this terrible stuff. And meanwhile...
Well, the guy with the phone, he sent the screenshots to one of my friends, and one of my friends sent them to me, and I was like, I'm going to post this shit. So I posted it. My entire page... Like, I had lawyers calling me. I had, like, the police calling me. And, like, my entire page got banned because of bullying. I was not bullying anyone. I just posted screenshots.
It was such a bizarre situation because I knew the guy from high school.
Yeah, but the guy in question that was doing all this stuff was in everybody's inboxes, like, being really inappropriate with them. So that's the only reason I would justify, like, actually posting it, because this guy was being creepy to literally
it was way
everybody.
More than that, because, like, in my opinion, the guy particularly, like, to me, like, who cares if you want to me, I'm a full-blown libertarian. I'm like, if you want to pay for a blowjob, you should be able to pay for a blowjob, especially, like, as long as everybody's safe and nobody's getting hurt and nobody's being exploited. I don't give a shit, personally. I think all drugs should be free. I think everybody should be able to have a gun as long as they're not,
do
like,
what
violent.
You need to, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't care. So that part to me wasn't even the important part. The important part was how he treats people, which is what you're talking about. Yeah. Like, I knew a girl in high school that he dated and then had basically revenge porn, like, in 2006, 2007, had photos of her and would message her and be like, if you do not come over and suck my dick right now, I'm going to post your photos on Facebook.
He was a shitty guy.
And it's just shitty stuff like that.
And it kept going on. He had messaged me, he had messaged multiple of my friends and stuff. So I was like, fuck this guy, we finally got something on him.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like, it's time.
It's my time to shine. And then I lost everything, like, my entire...
Wasn't he, like, haggling for a finger in his ass? Wasn't that, like, the joke?
Yeah, he wanted her to put his finger in his ass.
Like, I'll throw an extra 5 in there if you put a finger in my ass.
That stuff is fine now. We don't care about that.
We don't care. It's all fun. But it was funny at the time.
It was funny at the time when it wasn't cool.
Well, no, the funny part is, I mean, if you want a finger in your ass, I have a finger in my ass before. We all have. Me and Matt, me and her, man, we talked on the podcast. If you have a finger in your ass, it doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a shit? Doesn't make you gay. What makes you gay is wanting to date a man. That's what makes you gay. So, like, if you have a finger in your ass, it's fine. But, like, my issue there is, like, he was, like, haggling her, like, if I throw in an extra 5, can I get a finger in my ass? And it was just like...
I still have the screenshots if you want to see them ever.
Of course you saved them. But, I mean, we've come a long way since then, you know what I mean? As far as everything's go, I mean, like, since then...
I'm not saying it's bad to be a prostitute. I'm saying it's bad to harass women.
Yeah. And that it was, like, coming after him for it. That was, like, before then, like, since then, like, even in Vegas, it's legal. Isn't it like, not Vegas, but like
legal prostitution is...
What Nevada?
Vegas?
Nevada, it's legal.
Nevada?
Not in the city of Vegas, it's not. Yeah, something like that.
They hand you the cards every time you come in.
There's like pleasure menus.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like the menu thing. I think it's such a cool thing. Even like a lot of like OnlyFans women will have like a menu of like, here's what I got. So come on through and figure out what you want to get here. I think the funniest thing though is like the send me your socks thing. Are those the weirdest guys?
What's the weirdest request you've had?
I've had a lot of weird requests. Probably the weirdest is like using the bathroom content.
People have really asked for it?
Oh yeah, or like farting videos, burping videos, armpit stuff, like rubbing my armpits, like...
I think I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never ended up doing it because they don't want to pay good. They want weird stuff, but then they only want to pay you like $10. And no, I'm expensive.
Yeah. You're not going to get me for that, especially
Did you see the video of the girl that had... What was it? Was it farting? Like, he wanted her to, like, send her videos of her farting or something, and then he sent her, like... He didn't send... Like, either he sent her a bunch of money, or another one there was... she sent the video, and then he never paid her.
I think we've talked about that.
You can't send your videos first.
Yeah, you gotta get paid first.
You can't send anything ever first.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's one of the things that we've noticed, too, is, like, in general, like, you've got to have, like, a system. Right, you gotta have a system. This is where it is. This is the way you can contact me. Don't contact me here. Leave me out of here. And like, you don't want people hitting you up in the wrong places asking for different things. So I mean, I think what you're talking about, we talked about it last. I think it was last week or the week before. I had a screenshot of a girl that was like, I just sent a video of myself shitting on the floor for a guy.
Oh yeah, it was you, because there was another one that was like very similar to that.
Yeah, she sent a video of herself. She's like, I can't believe I did this. I shit on the floor for this guy, and then he didn't pay her. And after she sent the video, and I'm like, please get paid first at least. Like, don't do that and then not get it. It's a business, and that's what you've done a really good job. A really good. The marketing aspect of what you do is better than most girls in the area that do OnlyFans or that do Fansly or do any of like even like you can do like the Pornhub creators. I don't really know how well people make money on that, but
I don't think they do.
You have to do like really well on Pornhub to make money. I've tried it.
Yeah.
It didn't really go, so I deleted everything on there. You know.
It's like what's the point of What's the point of dealing with it if it's not going to work? I do feel like there's...
How did you get started? Like, did you start on OnlyFans or did you start on, like, Instagram? Because I know some people that do the Instagram stuff and then they go to OnlyFans.
I actually started just selling, like, photos to people individually on Kik. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's like a messaging app. I'd go in these chat rooms and stuff and, like, it'd be like an all-day thing. Like, you post like your photo in there and they have like really strict rules you have to verify. Some groups I had to like pay to post in. Some groups like were like really strict about like your pricing and everything. Like, you had to follow like rules. It was like you weren't working for those people, they were just letting you in there, but like you had to like abide by their rules and stuff still. It's
like content moderators for like, but for like a little bit looser you know what I mean? Because I know Reddit's one place where you can thrive on Reddit. There's Twitter, there's certain places you can post, and then some places you have to like post milder stuff, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But you try to get people to go to the places that you go to, but there is like a stigma still, and that's one of the things that I think is it's a very interesting situation. Is there's a stigma for this, but it's very mainstream. It's like it's the weirdest thing to have a stigma about. It's like smoking weed 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I've lost a lot of family members, like they don't talk to me anymore because of it, or like don't really want anything to do with me because I do what I do. But it's like, you're not paying my bills, so why does it matter?
Yeah, and it's like, you don't have to look.
They don't have to look at it.
Exactly. Don't look at it.
Okay, so I started on I started one of the ones on Instagram with like the Finsta whatever, and then I started like adding people, just adding everybody that sent me a request, and I went through, or I posted a picture of my butt, and then I went through and I was like, I should probably check who I just added. It was my fucking brother.
Oh my
God.
I added my brother. And then I deleted it real fast. I was like, no, and I blocked him. Because I know that it's going to show up as the people you may know, so I didn't make it look like it was what it was. But I put that it was like, I put like a chili pepper, so it was spicy. Like, I don't know I didn't know what I was doing. So like,
Finsta's had a run for a minute. I mean, there's still people with Finsta's, but Finsta's had a run because it was like not just like instead of doing like a it's like the counterculture to the original Instagram, which was like perfectly curated life. Like here's a photo of me, highly, you know, perfect, and my food perfect, and my family perfect, and then it became like my fence is where all the memes and pictures of my buzz are, and like everybody had different ones.
Yeah.
Do you remember Cock in the Sock? Remember that one? That was a trend on there. I didn't know it was a gay trend, but I participated in Cock on the Sock on Instagram, and then I had like 500 reactions, and it was all gay men like, oh yeah, let me see that. That's the thing. Do you have a lot of Indian guys that hit you up? Is it a lot of like? I know that's like a meme on the internet.
So, for me personally, like, if I'm just on OnlyFans, I don't really know what they look like or who they are, because...
It's like anonymous.
Yeah, versus, like, when they buy content through me, like, say, like, on Snapchat, I do make them send me a photo, but honestly, it's a lot of, like, younger, like... guys like 20 to 30 or then really older like white men for me personally.
It's incels.
Yeah.
Mine was all just like my married friends' husbands. And that's why I didn't like it. I was like, I feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because then you have to like keep a secret for somebody. That's not fair. That's not fair.
I felt dirty because I was like, I know you're married and I don't like this.
Yeah, I think you have to detach yourself from that.
I don't like this.
Like it's not your morality that you're questioning; it's theirs. So you can't put that on yourself.
Right.
I think that's one of the things that a lot of people. That's one of the stigmas of it is people are like, well, you're making. No, it's not the woman's fault if a married man wants to see a butthole. I don't think that at all. I didn't feel comfortable with them seeing me. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, we were talking about having you.
Nothing on you. Like it was just me. Like I'm like.
I'm not to blow up your spot or anything, but we were talking about having you on the podcast, and I was like, we reached out. I had Courtney reach out to you, and then I was like, I'll just reach out through Instagram because it might be easier. Because some people use certain platforms more than others, so you never know which one to reach out. I was like, at what point, which platform am I reaching out? Does it get creepy if you're like, I got 12 messages from these guys?
Because he wanted me to message you first because he didn't want to seem like a creepy weird old guy.
I know, it's like a big issue I have with like being like, I don't want to message this person. Like even when I do like design work, I don't want to message people. Like I hate messaging people individually. I'm like, do you need design work?
So he has me do it.
So I had you do it. I'm like, let's put a female face. That's my female my female face. You go do this for me.
But the women are also creepy too. So like,
yeah, I know. It's like everybody's creepy nowadays. But that's good, you know. Let's all just be creeps. I think it makes life better when we're all like more realistic. And I mean, 10 years from now, what Elon said, we're all going to be able to hear each other's thoughts anyway. So it's fucking over.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you know, like it's over for you.
I don't want to hear my own thoughts.
You're like, every day, you're just, the new person you see, you're like, I'll make you in Sims and kill you later. I'm gonna remove the ladder from Sims on you.
You can't just remove the ladder. You got to build a fence around the pool now.
Okay, they've created an entire ecosystem of people that. I'm literally hanging out with her and Maddie last night, and we went and got food, and we came back to their house, and both of them were playing like video games, and I'm like, so I'm gonna head out, I guess, because she's over there building his house in Sims, and he's over there playing like Grand Theft Auto role playing online, where it's like
you should have stayed because he had to like apply to join this like server, and he had to build an entire backstory for his character, and he's like some mob guy that used to mess around with some girl that was in the mob, and he's gonna get so fucking mad at me.
I know, he can tell he's the writer over here, like, are you coughing in the mic again?
I'm sorry, I got asthma.
I got asthma. See,
well, he had to apply to join this thing, and he had to like do like a whole questionnaire quiz thing where you have to write out your own answers. They check the spelling and the grammar in your stuff because they don't want anybody stupid on it, obviously.
Like,
oh my gosh.
It's like it sounds like you joining the kick groups. It's like very similar. It's like, if you want to join this, he's like in a server for GTA where like you have to like every person, even the cops.
Everybody has a backstory, and they're all people, and you have to like abide by the laws and stuff, and drive on the road correctly.
I'm like, just go outside, bro. At this point, go outside with a gun. Like, you basically, it's like you're playing a game where you can kill people, but you're not allowed to kill people.
It's like the point of GTA. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, but you gotta like, but it's like to the point where you gotta like. You can still do all the bad stuff, but you have to like get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, because all the cops are actually people too.
It's like on hard mode, hard mode.
Like like the cops aren't just computers; they're people, and they pull you over in your car and like give you tickets. And
that's kind of cool though.
You have to have a driver's license and a car registered to you. If you steal a car, they'll know it's yours. It's like real life. But
it's like trying to do illegal shit, but like you want to do it in an environment that feels like it's real.
Like if I wanted to go rob a bank, I could just get on here and go do it.
Well, I do want to talk about the worst thing that you could ever see in your life. It's over. Are you excited that No Nut November is finally over?
I am, yes.
Yeah, it's probably like
How
your
long did
nemesis,
you
it's like your
last?
kryptonite, right?
How long did you last?
Oh, I mean, I didn't last. I mean,
She's like, I'm in the business of not lasting here. Where I don't follow. I've never done it before. I've never done that.
I tried.
I make it like the first hour. I'm like, it's 1 a.m. It's over.
We tried.
Yeah.
Really hard.
You and Matt? It didn't work out.
No.
Yeah. Matt pulled this gun out in GTA on you.
Yeah.
He was like, this is the gun I'm pulling
That's
out.
what it was.
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is it?
Why did you have that on there?
I was like, this has to have a practical purpose, right? What do you think the trigger does?
Did you have a joke that you were going to make for this? Or did you just...
I always can set one up, you know. I have to make sure that I have the assist from the joke, you know, every single time. I gotta show the people again one more time. Here you go. Woo! That's a terrible gun. What? What did I do wrong this time?
Stop it. No,
I've got a lot of things. Like, what did you guys? We talked about this on the podcast recently. Did you guys hear about the OnlyFans teacher and her husband that got caught making videos, content? There you go, videos in her like classroom.
what in the world?
And we were talking about it, and like one person was like, I think it was Kim, was like, it's no big deal. Like we had a friend came on, she's like, it's not a big deal. I'm
your
like,
kids are in there.
It's like there's fluid.
Well, also, I think
there's jizz on my desk.
There's certain professions maybe you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans in, like a teacher. I don't think you should be in the porn business because your students can find that pretty easily.
Well, she had it to where it was blocked by her entire state.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But VPNs exist, which is what I said. This one actually just popped up this week, was a physics teacher resigns after students discover her OnlyFans site, which I think is a little bit less like she's not doing anything in the school. She just has one on the side. It's not like teachers get paid that well.
Yeah.
But still, you work with kids. Like, I don't feel like being a teacher, I'd be like, yeah, I really want to put my nudes on the internet.
I don't know. Maybe you do it before you're a teacher.
Maybe. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, definitely block the state. That's good. But you definitely, like, making content in your classroom. Where are your students? How could you look at your students the next day and be like, yeah, I've fucked someone right there.
Mrs. Johnson, there's a wet spot on the floor. Oh, just sweep it up. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's just Mr. Johnson. He was in here the other day. That's awful.
Just some glue on the floor.
He spilled glue.
Meanwhile, this is every parent in America right now.
Oh my gosh. I've actually seen that video.
You've seen the video? That's hilarious. I love videos. I think that's the best part of the internet is that we can like goofy videos like that are the funniest. Like,
those are when I get on like Pornhub and stuff, that's what I look for.
You're like, where's the funniest thing I can find?
And then I can tell people about it.
I was talking to Maddie because I made this meme for Courtney. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. I made this meme for Courtney because she's like, we should do something with this fest. You know, there's the Spotify fest. So I was like, we should do one for the Kokomo Press, but it's all of our search histories from Pornhub for the last year. So it's like butt stuff is on Friday, like the main, and then like all these different things. And I was like, let's do all the way down to like.
I saw your shirt, the one that said, what does it say? What does it say?
That's gross.
That's gross. I like it.
I love it.
I made one before you had posted that one. I made one. It said that's disgusting. I like it, and I was like, she has my shirt.
I was like, it'd be hilarious if you both wore it together. Yeah, I think it's a funny
wore it
show.
on the podcast. I can't wear it again. I have a
That's a
rule.
rule. She has to have new outfits for every show. I had that rule up until now we're at like 75 episodes. I'm like, I'm
still going.
Yeah, you're still going. People are gonna forget. No, but I made that, and then I was talking. One of the jokes on it was the stuck in dryer. And I was talking to Maddie about it, and he was like, "What? Is that real?" And I was like, "Yeah, you haven't seen that."
He doesn't watch porn.
Yeah.
His porn history or his porn knowledge is from me.
But I sent this to him afterwards. I was like, "This is you haven't seen the meme? It's like a step bro that finds his sister in the dryer." It's like it always has to be like one layer too weird. It's like stepbrother. Yeah. And I'm like,
why is it always like relatives?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get that either. It's
like that's
weird.
So gross.
Do you have like any like hard? I mean, obviously you probably have some hard like, no, I will not do this.
Hard lines.
Like hard lines. That's the right way to say it. Like, is there any like, listen, I'm not doing like, I'm childish. Like, I know some people are like, I won't do that shit.
I won't do like, okay, so there's a lot of people that do want like, like daddy-daughter stuff, and I can't do that.
Weird,
That's
right?
like, you know, like
it's gross.
Yeah. Or want me to act like younger than I am. I can't do that. That's
You're like, I'll be 18. That's the lowest I'm going.
Well, even that, like, what's wrong with my age?
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with that? You're like freaking 40, dude. Like,
listen, this is already young enough for you. That's what it is. That's completely true though. Like it is one of those things where like there's certain things that you don't want to do, and there's certain things that pop up. One of the questions that I was talking to Jordan about, he was like, you should ask her if there's anybody particular that like she's like, oh, I hate when this guy messages. You have like a guy in mind that you're like, oh no, not him again.
There definitely is.
She's like, there's a couple. There's about 50 of them. They're all annoying, and they pay well, but they suck, or they don't pay well at all.
There's this one guy that used to hit me up all the time for like public stuff.
Oh shit.
Like he would want me to like actually like risk getting like caught.
Yeah.
He'd want me to go to Walmart and like take clothes off type stuff, or like go through the drive-through like topless, and I'm like, what if there's a minor working or something?
Like, I'm not
or
going
like,
to jail.
See, I'm okay until you start involving other people in it.
Yeah. But people that can't consent.
Like
That's a big thing of our show. Consent matters. We always bring that up. Like, it's like, I don't give a shit as long as people consent, but once you start to force people,
like the people that are walking around Walmart with like leashes and stuff on, like, don't involve other people in your kinks.
Yeah, we know a guy that wears a pup outfit, which is pretty. He's a little puppy dog. I'm like, hey man, live your life. Live your life or whatever.
Well, because they go out in public, and then like if I went out in public wearing what I would wear at work, I would expect people to look at me, and judge me, So like you can't really expect people not to act on it. Everyone's gonna judge someone, There's no way around that. Everyone
you can't hide from judgmental people. Like they just exist.
If you're gonna do something crazy that people are not gonna like, don't get upset when people obviously don't like it.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to like the public stuff. Like there's a girl that I follow on Twitter. That's what she does. Like all her stuff is like, and I'm like, I don't know how she gets away with any of this. Then I found out she's British, and I'm like, oh okay. I feel like they're a little bit looser than we are with that kind of stuff. We got that puritanical, November Thanksgiving vibes in America, where we're like, yeah, we don't want any of that crazy stuff. Although we push culture forward, so it's like, what do we do there? Did you guys fall victim to this week? I know you might have.
I didn't send it to my kids.
No?
I just bought them shoes. I didn't buy them more shoes.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a big meme this week. Like parents are sending a picture of the Nike Air Monarch 4. Is that 4 or 5 or 6? I don't know. I'm terrible with Roman numerals. But they send a picture of it, and they're like, hey, I'm about to get you these. How much? Or like, what's your size or whatever? And it starts that, and then it's like watching their kids, like how they respond to it. Like a copy pasta.
She doesn't have kids.
She's like, I don't have kids. I don't care about this. I guess for you didn't do it. I did it to my son.
What did he say?
He said, don't fucking ever send that to me again. Just kidding. He's like, Jordan 1s and come back to me.
It's giving grandpa vibes.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna go mow my grass.
Yeah, they're like Lawnmower 2000s. It's definitely something. Did you fall victim to this trend at all, either one of you?
No.
Big beauty trend. It says period blood face masks are a big beauty trend, but experts warn they're dangerous. Blood on your face is dangerous. I didn't know that.
What?
Apparently, it's something that I don't. Have you haven't seen the videos and stuff that they posted on Twitter? It's pretty insane.
Why would I do that?
I don't know why you would, but there's a lot of things you do
Remember
that I wonder
when you came
about.
over last night? We were watching Midsummer, and then we saw the picture of the girl that's doing the ritual thing, which she puts her pubes.
You guys seen Midsummer? Spoiler alert for Midsummer, by the way. They have it on Prime right now, right?
No, I paid for it on Hulu or on HBO.
Yeah,
I rented it.
It's like a crazy, like one of those A24 films where they do like, it's like crazy, and it's like this Swedish cult brings these people from America in, and they like show you the whole movie plot in like what is it, like mosaic things, like in little paintings, and then by the end you're like, what the hell? So like there's a port. Did you watch any more of it?
Yeah, I watched the rest of it.
Okay, did you get the period or the
when he? That's what I was gonna tell you. Like
Okay.
they were all sitting there, and like you could tell his a little bit pinker, and then he pulls the hair out of his mouth, and I was like, no, oh fuck.
So you see it all as like these pictures of like them doing like paintings,
It's
and
like,
then later on it happens in the story, and if you didn't pay attention to that, you don't get it until later. Like you don't ever get it, but if you paid attention to the whole thing, you were like, oh my god, is he? And he's just drinking like tea with like her period blood in her pubes in it. It's insane.
That's what.
Romantic. That's like MGK.
Well, it was like a love spell trying to make him fall in love with her.
Yeah, they have a whole thing, and then he ends up in the bear suit, which is insane. That whole movie's wild, though, right?
I liked it.
You liked it? Yeah, I knew you would. Did Matt end up watching any of it? Of course not.
He's like, I don't know why Jordan didn't think I'd like this.
It's the cinematography. It has nothing to do with the story.
He can tell you.
What is he going to tell me?
That he didn't like it.
Why doesn't he like it?
It's just like regular cinematography. I don't see what.
He's full of shit. That movie gets praised. Okay, listen, I'm going to get into it. That movie gets praised.
You can fight him, not me.
Okay, that movie gets praised constantly. I knew you probably knew about this. It gets praised constantly for its cinematography. So, did you see this? Ex-priest pleads guilty to obscenity after filming threesome on church altar.
What?
I ain't even mad. You got to do your thing.
Is this like true?
Yeah. It's actually happened.
The priest filmed it?
Yeah, he's an ex-priest actually, so I'm pretty sure he got excommunicated after that.
Well, he was a priest at the time.
Hey, I mean the girls look cute though.
Yeah, right? Look at him.
They
look at them lips.
They look the part, don't they? Don't they look the part though of like, hey, we're gonna do this on the altar?
I bet they were dressed as nuns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Good.
Be pretty hot.
The one on the left.
See it.
The one on the left looks like Starla.
Is the link included there?
Dude, I ain't even mad at the guy.
I bet he had like the crucifix.
Yeah, and he's like, let's do this. It's like The Exorcist, that terrible. The power of Christ compels you.
Oh my god.
I watched too much porn, I'm sorry.
You do. You watch it. What'd you see? What'd you see this time that's like reminding you?
Nothing crazy recently.
All right, as long as it's not too bad. I found this shirt and I thought it would remind you of me. Should I get this one too?
Just have Shelby make it.
It's not gaslighting if I'm right.
I like the little stickers.
I know. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
When we were kids, and you probably don't remember, but when we were little, they used to give us stickers and be like, here you go. They all looked like that on our homework.
No, I remember those.
Did you have them too? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Do they still do that? Fuck yeah. You know, I don't know. It's hard to keep up with the times nowadays. Everything's changing so quickly. Like e-learning days, that's the weirdest shit ever.
Yeah.
Like, did you do e-learning growing up? We never did that. They were like, snow day. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And we spent the entire day outside like there was nothing wrong.
Well, we didn't have computers at home.
I mean, we had them. They just were like...
Yeah. We didn't have the internet like that.
Yeah, we're so old.
What was it, dial-up internet?
Yeah, it was. Don't judge me. we couldn't call anybody.
That's all we had.
We couldn't even text because it cost us 9 cents.
It did. It cost money to text, which was the weirdest shit ever.
Per message?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, per message. It was insane.
Per message, you had to pay it was like 5 to 10 cents per message until after 9 o'clock when it was free.
Yeah, and then you had like free time.
But then you also had to buy minutes. So every time you sent a text, it was a minute.
Yeah.
So you had to
top up.
You had to buy the minute cards for like $25 for 25 minutes worth of talking or texting.
Yeah, to me it was all insane because it made no sense to do it that way. But then they got to the point where texting was actually cheaper than calling, so they're like, just text, for free text. And then we had nights and weekends. Remember, it was nights and weekends. Anytime you could call. That was like the weirdest shit ever. We're so old, dude.
I know, right?
We're so fucking old, dude. I'm gonna have to get those shoes and put them on.
I saw a TikTok of a girl. It was a guy who was like, "You went over your minutes." She's like, "Minutes? What does that mean?"
It's like, what the hell does that mean? I know a decision was made at Target that week. Did you see this?
Yeah.
This popped up. I was literally in Target on Black Friday, and I was like, a decision was made, and it was like somebody had gotten the Plan B one step and set it down and was like, I guess I'm getting some headphones.
They're about the same price.
I know.
Yeah, $50 for some Plan B.
That popped up, and then
That's
last
why
night.
I have Castiel, because I didn't have $50.
Did you see the one from last night that I got? I was randomly in Meyer. I know I got it on here somewhere. Watch me not have it. But I was in Meyer last night, and somebody had rearranged the words to say ram ass.
That wasn't you?
No, I didn't do it myself.
You didn't do that?
No, I don't even have the picture on here. But I was trying to put them both on here so I could show you. But yeah, it's like ram ass. Somebody changed
in the ornaments?
In the ornament section.
The little letter ornaments?
That worker needs a raise.
Yeah. They're like, we're going to have a good night. That's the kind of public stuff. You pay me for that, I'll do stuff like that. Just put ram ass on stuff.
Yeah.
And, pranks on people?
Yeah, that's fun. That's always good stuff.
Just have OnlyFans, but you just pranking people.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a lot more fun. What about, did you see this shit? I know that you're probably into that. Have you been watching Wednesday?
Yeah.
So she said that she was a weirdo. That Jenna Ortega tells Wire that she used to perform autopsies on dead animals when she was younger. I'm a weirdo. I used to perform autopsies on little animals when I was younger, like little lizards that I found that were dead in my backyard.
That's
like
creepy.
serial killer.
Isn't that like literally the plot from Dahmer?
Yeah.
Isn't that literally how it started? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to give this girl a show.
They need someone to like fit the part, you know.
Yeah, like I get the casting director gets to give a raise to the
I
casting
didn't realize
director.
Christina Ricci was the teacher in the show.
Oh yeah? That's interesting. I heard it was like Hogwarts for goth kids.
That's what I said.
Is that what you said?
That's
Okay.
what I posted, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense though, because
It does. It is literally like Hogwarts.
do they have like houses?
Yes.
Do they have to get sorted by hat?
No.
Okay.
There's
Is
no
the hand in
but they're
there?
but they're cliques.
Oh.
They're like different cliques, and then they have the school has like their game is like the on the boat thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen the show? Are you interested in it? Is it good?
Yeah, that was really good.
Is it written well? That's what I was wondering about.
It's very much Sabrina.
Okay.
So it's written very much like Sabrina was.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering, is the one thing good
It's filmed
that
the same too.
the one thing good that Hogwarts or like the Harry Potter series did was that they're like, we're going to assign you your clique, whereas in this show they have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Isn't there
And
like
then,
two
and
girls?
then there's a bully. I guess they're being canceled because the bully's black.
Yeah.
I guess that's a big controversy that's going on right now.
They're like, hey, we want to have diversity in these shows, but they can't be bad characters.
Yeah. It's very diverse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
There's a lot of stuff. I know there's like isn't there I could be wrong here and I'm not meaning to misgender, but there's a boy who wears makeup in it. Full makeup and shit. Is that one of the negative characters, right? Bully? No?
I can't remember.
Or is it just a bald girl? I couldn't tell.
See, when I watch these shows, I usually am doing something while I'm watching them, so I'm kind of just listening.
Yeah, it's the reason
I
why
don't
Matt.
remember all.
I don't remember any of this. It's the reason why Matt hasn't watched Andor, because every time he's supposed to watch it, you're gonna want to do something else.
No! That's him! I'll be watching it, and then he'll start messing with me.
Yeah, you're always blaming everybody else. It's always
It's not my fault.
Did you see this map? This is the dangers presented by Indiana. I don't know why this existed.
I like that.
It's like Indiana. You are in Indiana. Invasion
Oh,
anytime.
no. We're in the red zone, because we are Indiana.
Illusion of safety.
Yeah,
It's
illusion of
not even
safety.
you're safe, it's just illusion.
I found that. I was like,
We're not safe from Indiana.
I know what is safe from Indiana. Yeah, and apparently nobody's safe from me. So I don't know if you guys saw this beautiful CNN article. There's nothing more frightening in America today than an angry white man. You
I'm
scared?
really scared of you all. That's why I was like, Jordan's going to be so proud of me. I'm not high. Because I was
That's a white
so
man.
scared.
Matt's a white man too, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
He's a ginger. He doesn't count.
Is this your favorite holiday outfit?
Yes.
I love that. I need one of those.
I thought that was pretty cool. I told my girl, I'm like, you need to get on the shirt. This is the type of the bipolar
She
express.
should.
I know, that's a good one, right? So I was like, and then
I need her to make more funny shirts.
she's been doing this little fucking thing, and I can't stand it. I was like, we should do this for the kids, and she told me no.
Okay, so my elf is in my purse because I keep forgetting to put it out.
She just pulled it off of the shelf out of her fucking...
It's still got a mustache on it from last year.
Oh, God. It came back, and they're like, the mustache? They didn't take a shower?
No.
At all? It never washed itself?
That's
No.
Sparkle. She stays in my purse.
Sparkle?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they named her.
Very
The
imaginative
girls
kids.
named her
You know what Ryla's is named?
Sparkle.
LV. I'm like, okay.
I should have got Castiel his own elf. I should have never fucking started it with Castiel.
We got a new
No, don't
Oh
know.
my, that's...
vaping has come because I miss somebody put cum in vape. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
Like, the
man.
internet is so full of ridiculous people, and you probably see more of them than we do. Like, unfortunately, in the line of work, you're like, I gotta get these worst people. The gym socks thing is the weirdest thing to me. Like, do you get the, like, will you wear an entire outfit for a week, and then it's like, do you really do it? You're like, nah, I'm not doing all that.
I won't do that.
Yeah, that's
Don't
smart.
sell panties.
I have before.
Yeah, it's not your favorite thing.
No.
Yeah, I've seen there was a Belle Delphine, is it the girl that was selling her
Yeah.
bathwater that like blew up, and it was like she's selling her bathwater and guys were buying it. I'm just like, there are certain things I understand. Like we all have to we all have urges. We all have to buy content for things that we need. And I would appreciate people buying content rather than just going on Pornhub and being like, oh, here's an exploited girl. I think it's actually more admirable to like go on OnlyFans and pay for the shit that you get. But at the same time, like, I do think it opens up an avenue of a lot of weird fucking people that do some weird shit. But I mean, get your bread. You know, you got to get your money. So, but the gym socks thing, I just can't get over that. I'll never will.
What's
like,
the gym socks thing?
Like, go to the gym wearing some tube socks, like sweat in them, and then send them to me. Like I'm just like, what? I mean, I guess pheromones exist, but
my thing is, like, by the time you ship them, they're not gonna be sweaty. They're just gonna be like
crusty.
Yeah.
Or the bathwater thing, like that's weird too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill my bathwater.
Do you have a feet thing?
No, do I have a feet thing?
Yeah,
like a foot bath.
No, like people that are like into feet. Like,
I think Matt's into feet.
I think Matt is too. I think you're gonna have to get nicer toes.
I think he only likes my feet though.
Oh yeah. Just your feet?
He said he doesn't have a
foot fetish. Why has he been messaging me asking for pics? Explain that.
That bitch!
I hate that's like the go-to where people are like, I guess it's time to sell feet pics. And I'm like, nobody wants your stinky feet pics.
Somebody wants my stinky feet pics.
Who?
I don't know.
Matt?
Yeah.
That's it. Just Matt and your brother.
No. Stop it.
Did you see this? I was dying at this.
What?
I don't know why. The new Mario movie's coming out. I saw this meme. I was like, why are Donkey Kong's teeth retractable? I'm like,
have you watched the trailer for it?
I was thinking in my head, I was like, if Donkey Kong's teeth are retractable, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm thinking though, I've never seen him with teeth. I thought it was always just no teeth.
I know, right?
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
It probably is.
Oh man, yeah, I saw the new trailer. Did you see the full one? Like they actually released footage, not just like an opening scene.
I did. I watched the one where he doesn't talk at all like Mario, and it makes me mad.
What's? Could you imagine watching a whole movie where the main character is like, "Here we go, it's about."
I've watched an entire
my fucking mind.
movie of you doing it.
Listen, we don't. Okay, just because I have a very cool character.
You would have played a very cool Mario.
I probably look more like Mario than if I shaved the beard. I got.
I would have rather watched you than Chris Pratt.
Big old mustache. I have a pretty good Italian accent. I can do it. I lived in Italy for a minute. You know,
yeah.
I can be like I studied abroad. The broad was Peach.
You scared that you studied abroad,
and it was Peach. She was I saw this too, and it made me laugh so hard. I wanted to see. It says you had a party and a dude, not saying dude because I don't want to say that word, whip his dick out, and another random dude responds, "Hey, put that big meaty motherfucker away. Who you more mad at?" Are you mad at the guy who whipped it out, or are you mad at the guy that said, "Put that big meaty motherfucker away"? I'm mad at both of them. I think the guy who whips his meat out, I'm like, maybe he's drunk. But the guy who says, "Put that big meaty," I'm like, whoa, hold on, chill.
Wait. Leave it out for a minute.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. It's meaty enough. Let's see what's going on. Speaking of meat, they did a survey because I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Bill Gates Foundation has been like pushing like eating bugs. Like it's been like a big thing where they're like, the future is crickets. We're going to be eating cricket meat. That's all we're going to be eating is ground up crickets, put in stuff. And so they did a survey, and it turns out 3/4 of men would rather die than give up meat.
I would also rather die than give up meat.
That guy in the front looks like he was just like, man, put that big meaty motherfucker.
That guy is like, get that big meaty motherfucker out.
He's like, get it out. He's like, they do look like they're having a good time together, though.
They
right?
are. They're having a great time together with their meat.
It says, it's a tale as old as time. Meat is manly. It's what a man eats.
What in the world?
Who wrote this?
If you don't eat meat, you're gay.
No, Lil Nas X wrote this article, I think. It's like, there's meat on this. There's somewhere. Oh, shit. And then they just, because of that, that's one other big thing was they closed down, Netherlands closed down 3,000 farms to comply with the new, like the climate issues. I don't know. I guess we're not allowed to have farms now. They're taking farms away.
Yeah.
Farm to Fork's pissed. That little business over there, like, what the fuck?
The farmers market, the Amish people are going to riot.
I know. That's why not like they care anyway. They haven't seen it. They're not on the internet. They didn't see the article. They're like, we're not interested. I do have a.
Do you follow the Amish TikToks? Have you ever seen them?
What the fuck? Tell me about this.
There's Amish TikTok. It's fucking wild. Like, he started playing one of them Amish Paradise.
So people just go out there and fuck with the Amish?
No, it's a guy that's not Amish, but he goes to, like, his family is Amish, so he goes in there and, like, films them doing stuff.
They probably love that. Actually, I probably don't see it, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, you know, this guy's out here filming us all the time, and they don't realize it's... But he played Amish Paradise?
He played Amish Paradise, and they're sitting in their truck, like, listening to it, and he's like, the guy's like, shaking his head the whole time.
He's like, this is not funny.
Like, I hate this.
Yeah, this is racist. It's like, this is some type of ist.
There's also Nun TikTok.
Nun TikTok?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is it just Sister Act playing over and over again?
It's a bunch of nuns doing crazy shit.
Yeah? What are they doing?
I don't remember. I haven't been on
What
TikTok
about
in a
Buddhist
while.
TikTok? Did you hear about that? Yeah, you didn't think I was going to pull this out. That a Thai Buddhist temple emptied after all the monks tested positive for meth.
What? What? Where do monks get meth?
I don't know,
Do they
man.
make it? They're very creative, so like...
They're just in there like...
They're in there at the meth lab.
I know
Why
it's not
does
the
it smell
same
like cat
thing.
piss in here?
It's like I know it's not the same thing, but in their head I'm just hearing the monks going, baking soda, Molly, baking soda, whatever the fucking song is. I'm just like, they're just in there cooking up meth and
It's a
heroin.
bunch of naked monks making meth.
Crazy.
None of them have teeth anyway. It's like we don't eat.
Like the movies where they have all the girls that are like making the cocaine and stuff and
Yeah.
packing it, but they're all naked.
Well,
They
that's
don't
from
want
like
to steal it.
that's from American Gangster, right? That movie.
I don't fucking know. It's in a couple movies.
I know American Gangster. That was like
I just
actually
assume
old
anybody
war.
that does coke has had like naked women all over it.
Well, it's so they can't. Apparently, it's
So they
when
can't hide it.
So they can't steal it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's smart, but also kind of like wild.
kind of hot.
Yeah, just a bunch of naked women walk around with coke.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong here. Listen, I have a conspiracy on that.
No.
What is this?
That's Kanye on InfoWars.
Did you hear about Kanye?
Did you hear about Kanye again? She's like, which time? Okay, I'm trying to catch up to all the Kanye
Apparently,
stuff.
he likes Hitler.
He loves Hitler, is what he said, right? He said, I love Hitler.
Did you read the comments on it?
No, what did they say?
The comments were all like, people just like, if you just listen to what he said, you'd get what he was saying. Like, no. He could have picked any other person.
Listen, here's the thing. If you read if you listen to what he's saying, right?
I brought my chopstick.
Yeah, me and Jordan were probably having the conversation about like, he's not wrong, but he's not right either.
It's not what he said, it's the way he said it.
That's
it's
the most
like,
woman thing you've ever said on this podcast. It's not what you say, it's how you say
that's what my mom tells me all the time.
Yeah. It's the tone. That's what my mom was like, listen, it's the way you talk to people. It's
He said
I saw that
he was
face.
saying
You say that too? It's the tone of how you're saying it. That's what women's love that, man. It's their go-to, like, listen, I get it, but like,
it's
it's
true.
I know.
It's true. It's like he could have. What he's saying is that everyone, like God loves everyone.
Yeah. That's
and
exactly what
everybody
he's
has
saying.
good characteristics about him. Like Hitler created the microphones that he was using, and
Hitler
some
created
about
the highway
roads,
system. Well, the Autobahn was the first actual highway, and it was
So he
created by
did
the
good things. Like, okay, we get that.
Yeah.
But he also killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's not somebody that you're gonna be on there like, I really respect this man. Like, no.
You know, I get it, but it's like lost to history. How many people did Obama kill? How many people did Bush kill? Like, it's like, I get it. Like the argument is like Hitler's obviously, like, history has decided he's like the worst thing ever, even though he killed less people than Stalin or Mao. Like, there are worse dictators in history. Like Genghis Khan killed, like, what they say at one point, like he killed like carbon footprint of the world like went down by like 50% because he killed like a third of the world's population.
Right.
And I'm like, we don't really talk about that, but we talk about Hitler because it was like the last 100 years. So it makes more sense. It's the more, but since then,
It's
Stalin,
the one
Mao,
thing in history that we've learned about.
yeah, and I think that's his argument. His argument is, and this isn't me, so don't cut this out of context. I already know somebody's like I'm going to cut this, but it's like he's saying the Jews control the media, so they're saying it's the worst thing ever, and that's why he's the one that they bring up. But there's actually worse people that do stuff, and some good came out of this, which, I mean, the United States obviously took that position because they took Nazis like Goebbels and put them, not Goebbels, was it Goebbels? I think it was Goebbels that they ran NASA. They ran NASA.
Yeah.
We got to the moon because of Nazis.
Yeah.
So it's like if
we're not Nazi simps.
Yeah, like
anyway.
we're not Nazi simps, but at the same time, like there's negatives and
But
positives to
he
everything.
could have just not said that at all.
Yeah.
He could have been fine without saying that at all, because that guy was like, I hate Hitler or whatever, and he's like, well, Hitler's okay.
He's like, he's not such a bad guy after
like,
all.
Like, Tisha Paytas already did this. We don't need you to do it too.
Yeah, and she's fine. It's okay.
And then she converted to Judaism. So.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is when they convert to a different religion.
Well, she said shit about everything. You know who she is, yeah.
She's like, I know who
She's
Trisha
got a
Paytas
couple
is.
babies
I just said I
now.
did.
She got one. She just had a little girl.
She named her something ridiculous too.
Barbie, Malibu Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Of course she did.
Did you see the memes where they were saying like her daughter's really the queen reincarnated? Which isn't true.
She had to come out and be like, I did not reincarnate the queen. She's not born yet.
And then then later on she fed into it and like was like, we're watching The Crown together, and I'm like, ugh, I'm teaching about her history, and I'm like,
Do you follow her now?
No, I'm the pop culture guy.
have to.
I mean, I got to be a part of it. Me and Ye were on the plane together on the way to, here's that's Ye right there with. It's the weirdest shit to see him with Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos of all people. I don't know. Do you guys even know who Milo Yiannopoulos is? Yeah, he's the male Trisha Paytas.
Is he?
He was a gay. He's gay, he's Jewish, like partially Jewish, he's Greek, and he's British. And he would go on, he was like this big YouTube star, like he would go on these big network TVs, and then he would like, the women of the West, I'm the West ever, and then he was like super gay. And then he became like a rock star during the Trump campaign. And then he ended up, now he's converted to like religious, and he's praying the gay away. Now he's no longer gay. He's like, I'm now straight.
Yeah.
But he was gay. He was married to it was a really weird time because like he was like this anti-feminist, anti-left-wing, anti-equality guy, but he's also gay, married to a black man. So they're like, I guess you can't call him homophobic, you can't call him racist. Like, you can't call him all the names they're used to calling him. But then he fell off because he said something along the lines of again, don't take me out of context here, but Milo said something along the lines of like pedophilia isn't always bad.
What
in the world?
He was speaking from personal experience is what he was saying. He was like, well, I had father blah blah when I was 13. He taught me everything I needed to know about being gay. And I'm like, ugh. And what he's like, it was a positive experience for me. And I'm like, okay, but we can't, that's not a blanket statement, bro. You can't just say that's a positive experience, period. Like if you want to say, I don't think it's fair to say like everybody has their own like perspective on life and then say, well, he can't have his. If that's his perspective, he obviously can have it. But at the same time, it's not a great perspective.
You can't say that it's okay because it was okay for you.
Yeah. That's where it gets a little weird, where it's like, it's a little bit okay. I'm like, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. And then right before Kanye got kicked off Twitter, of course, he had to throw this one out. You were like, who is that? Do you know who Chris Paul is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you probably do. It's guys, it's this guy thing, Now he's a basketball player. He plays for the Suns now. He's one of LeBron's best friends. But right on the way out, he said, "Let's break one last window before we get out of here. I caught this guy with Kim. Good night." And
Okay, so
he's married.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why, and it just broke the internet. The memes like that came from that were like insane, dude. Like so much crazy shit. But yeah, apparently that's what happened. Did you guys hear about this happening?
And where do you get all this shit? Like, you tell me to send you stuff, and I can't ever find anything, and then I come in here, and you got all this shit.
I'm a professional.
That's bullshit. I send you one thing.
I know. I had it on here, but then it's actually probably not even a good thing anymore because it turns out it's fake. But this 6-year-old boy got in Indianapolis got his fingers caught in like a.
Brass knuckles?
No, it looks like brass, but it's like in one of those like benches. You know what I'm saying? See, there's a bench back there.
Oh my gosh.
His hand stuck in a bench?
Yeah, he got his fingers stuck in there. So that, what do they say? It took 62 minutes, but they got him out without losing his fingers. I'm like, this reminds me of me and my ex. I got my fingers cut. I'm just kidding. Yeah. What did you send me? You sent me something.
I don't know. Something stupid.
Oh,
about the guy that his last wish on.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it wasn't real.
It ended up not being real, right? I don't even think I put it on here because it wasn't real, did I?
It's right there.
It's right there. I'll pull it up. Just this one popped internet for a minute. Make-A-Wish teen requests to receive oral sex from porn star Tiana Trump as his final wish.
Oh my gosh. His face.
Yeah.
I just want some head before I head out, said Jeffrey, and I'm sure she'll do it. But it turns out it wasn't real. This kid actually already died. Actually, they said he actually got he ended up getting a heart transplant, and then he died from gang violence. I'm like, fuck.
He died from gang violence after getting...
That's sad.
What?
They gave him the wrong heart.
He had the heart of a killer.
Yeah. That's so bad. We're going to jail. This is literally what he said. It's the skin of a killer pillow.
I hate you so much.
I know. I sent this to Katie Clark and I was like, you should get this tattooed. She's like, I might. Isn't this like a child's
rainbow
book?
fish.
Yeah, the rainbow fish. It's like,
I like that all the Twilight memes are coming back.
I love Twilight.
You would. Matt's never seen it.
Oh shit, here's that picture I was talking about earlier of the ram ass. I forgot. There it is. Ram ass. This was.
What does it say above it?
I don't think it says anything, does it?
Nope.
Jessica. Wow.
Yeah.
Insightful. Thank you. I'm so glad we looked that up.
Yeah.
I like the Oreo thing on top. That's what I wanted to get.
I bought my kids' Halloween gingerbread houses when it was discounted so they can use those for Christmas.
How do you feel about this? The neighborhood drama is very messy this weekend. So a home of a 75-year-old man who is a serial cheater while his wife is away for medical reasons. The cheater lives here, pathological liar. That's clearly the girl that he's cheating with did that, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
75-year-old man.
Yeah, he's busy. I'm just happy he's that active. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to get older people to be active.
He's just staying active.
I mean, I
How
swear,
does he keep it up?
Cialis, Viagra, all these things made things worse. You know, now all these old guys are like,
Yeah.
But then again, you probably get a couple of them. What's the oldest you know of? Is it the weirdest? Like to have the old guys message you and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
I don't think they text with a raspy voice.
It's Grandpa.
I don't think I've had anyone really older than probably like 60.
Yeah.
Really.
That's got to be weird, though.
Do you get a lot of requests and stuff?
Yeah. Like every day,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of them. It's pretty busy, 50,000 followers on TikTok. I don't know if you saw, but
Yeah.
oh man, it's so crazy. I saw this too. I was like, did you see this shit? Pisses me off when I see stuff like this. A repeat offender drug dealer gets life in prison, convicted, and then right underneath the convicted child molester to 10 years in prison. I'm like, what? It does backwards. Like, I mean, obviously with the Mac Miller stuff, and like, we actually have like something that happened in town recently. Somebody just got arrested for selling fentanyl pills to somebody and they died. So there's like a big it's huge right now. No offense to anybody who's involved with it, because I know people that are involved with the person that got arrested, and it's like it could happen to a lot of people that sell stuff. They don't really know what they're selling sometimes, but it's like at the same time somebody's got to pay, you know what I mean? It's all wild, with the Mac Miller thing, because that's how Mac Miller died, right? Because he got sold bad drugs. It's been popping off.
Juice WRLD, all that.
This was Juice WRLD. This is somebody on their way to sell some drugs.
Did he have the drugs under the pizza? Yes, that's genius.
That's smart though.
Jesus Christ, I got loud as fuck.
That was so loud.
Listen, I did not know it was gonna be that loud. It's a flashbang. My bad.
That's so genius.
Yeah, he just put it in the pizza. I'm like, yeah, that's what I would do. I don't know if I even had it on here. Did I show the people? Let's see if I keep
is the pizza
noise
real?
off. He's got like a whole QP under there. He's like, damn, man, they got me. And the cop's like, damn. I don't know why they did the face, like the straight up face like that. It's not even a good video when they do that. What about this one? Let's see if we can get this one going.
So for today's drink,
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
What?
What's she doing?
What happened?
Here, I'll go back. I think it's hard to see.
so for today's drink,
Ghosts.
I want to marry her.
Why?
Because she's a ride or die, man. She went to fucking punch that ghost in the face. Like, she like ran in there and she's like, fucking poltergeist.
Yeah.
I was down with it.
Yeah.
You don't think so? Plus, she's cute.
She's a baddie.
Yeah, she's a baddie. She got the like French braid, like pigtails. Is that what it was? I don't even know. I can't tell. She got the French braid pigtails. I'm like, and she's like, for today's drink, she's getting ready to like shotgun a fucking White Claw, and she's like, looks in behind and sees there's a ghost of some sort. As a person who loves ghosts, I thought that you would enjoy that.
I would not fight the ghost.
You wouldn't?
I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
Would you fight a ghost?
I don't really believe in ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah. Even better, yes. Ghosts aren't real. I'm just kidding.
I just think it's entertaining,
If ghosts were real, would you fight one if you saw it?
I would.
I just maybe talk to it, you know?
Yeah.
Try to see what's going on. Maybe it just needs a Snicker, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not itself when it doesn't when it's hungry.
It's not itself when it doesn't have its body. Try to see if there's anything else on here I want to hit on before we go, because there's some pretty good. I saw this too. I thought, did you guys see this came up? They found a picture of a skull with dental work done. This is what they would do.
Braces.
This is the braces from 4,000-year-old mummy in ancient.
Maybe
Egypt.
it was after they died and they put it on there so they'd all be together.
All the teeth.
Yeah.
Like, you got to have all your teeth or you're not going to get to the underworld, right?
Yeah. Well, duh.
Duh, Jordan. Of course. There was something else I wanted to show you too. See this shit.
Jesus told her to open plane door mid-flight. Oh.
Southwest passenger claims Jesus told her to open plane door mid-flight.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
She ain't got her shoes on. She's on Spirit. No, it says Southwest, okay?
She's about to be on Spirit.
Yeah. She's about to be...
Everybody on that plane was about to be on Spirit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? There's another video. Oh, I wanted to show this one. This is a little bit longer, but tell me what you guys think about this. Oh, shit. Wrong one. Let me go back out.
Stop ruining everything.
I know.
You're
I suck at
ruining the
everything.
podcast.
I'm ruining the podcast again.
Hand air dryers for this episode
so
of How
loud.
Journey Is It? After seeing the results from the last time, I wanted to do this experiment
I've seen
again
this.
and do one control to simulate shaking my hands dry,
Boom.
and that should do it.
All right, dude.
Then I went to a couple more locations to solidify my findings.
I hate these hand dryers.
Put them all in the incubator to grow, and let's see what we found out. First, let's see how the shaking or the wave dry work. Okay, so as far as I can
I'm
tell,
gonna turn the sound off. You can see it though. There's the that's the wave dryer. There's nothing on there. That's from the hand dryer. That's all the bacteria. Ugh. I'm so disgusted by this when I see it.
That's why I've always used, if they have the paper towels, I always use paper towels.
Yeah, I'll use my. He said, I think what we ended up learning from this is that waving your hands is better than anything, than using any of the hand towels, which is hilarious because one of the things I've noticed since COVID's basically I guess we can say it's over.
They got rid of every
place is back to doing that shit.
just
I'm
hand
like,
dryers,
what
and
is
it's
going on
disgusting.
here? Yeah, and I don't.
You're just
wanna
blowing
use
the
it.
bacteria from the air onto your hands.
I'm like, this is pretty disgusting to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's a funny one. I was going to ask your opinion on this, Courtney. What do you think about this type of mat?
When visiting my house, please remember this is my home, not yours. I'm family, you're not. If you don't like dog hair, keep your distance. They love me. They're only friends with you. To you, I'm just a dog, but here I'm their baby. Always have the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you freak? Is that how you? Is that what your opinion is of having your dog?
No.
No, you're like no.
No.
No, I always think it's weird
I'm
when
not.
people.
I'm not an animal person.
Do you have any animals?
I have
Cats.
2 cats.
Cats. What about dog? You have a dog?
No, but I want to get one once
Yeah.
I buy a house.
When you guys get a dog, are you guys gonna be like one of those families where it's like the dog does what it wants?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
My brother came down last weekend on Sunday for Thanksgiving. We did a Sunday Thanksgiving at my house, and he brought the dog, and the entire time I'm just
brought
like,
the dog?
Yeah. Which I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm
guess,
not one of those
but
people.
that bring your dog everywhere.
No, I won't get a cat because I don't want to take it anywhere when I leave.
They have like one of those golden labs, so it's like a huge dog, and it just like comes in, and I'm like, these things just barrel, and they're like, we have it trained to sit on its mat. And I'm like, okay.
Did it?
Okay, kind of. Sometimes when it wants to, I'm like, yeah, you have a train.
I'm not one of those people that my dog is part of my family, but I also didn't want a dog to begin with, so.
I grew up with animals in the house, like a lot of them, like a shit ton of animals. My mom had so many animals, and like I love animals, but like I get so sick
I like
of them.
other people's animals.
That's actually probably a better point. I like other people's
Like, I
animals.
will like other people's animals before I want one of my own.
Yeah. Did you guys see this shit? Recent leak shows the FBI uses player data to predict future sociopaths based on how players treat NPCs in games like Fallout and Skyrim. So apparently they're using data from these games to.
How are they getting data on people from the games?
You think
On everything.
they're already in your phone right now?
Yeah.
They're listening. Your favorite FBI agent. Every one of these cameras, after I'm done with this, I'm like pointing them away. I'm like, I know you're listening, but at least you can't see me jerk off or whatever. Like, leave me alone. Every single time. Especially that one. I'm like more worried about that one because I'm like, it's 2 HD. The other ones are like 1080. So I'm like, that one's the one I have to worry about. I know you people are watching at home. Like, yeah, we're watching you right now. Yeah, but later on you won't. Yeah. That's freaking creeps me out. It's like that video we had a couple weeks ago of that dude who's like in a Zoom meeting, and like he's the one that started the Zoom meeting. Well, when you're the one that starts the Zoom meeting, you can't cancel it like completely out unless you have to cancel the whole thing out. You can't just leave. So he's like, you see him get up and he walks in the other room and he comes back in.
You can't turn off your camera when you're the person that made it?
I mean, you can, but you can't without turning the whole Zoom off, like the whole meeting, without canceling the meeting. You still have to be part of it. He forgot to turn his camera off. Thought I'm done. Walks away and comes back in.
That had to have been staged.
He's got tissues and lotion, and he's like, they're like, no, John, no, and he's like, getting ready to go out, and I'm like, damn.
That had to have been staged.
Yeah, I don't care, even if it was. It's hilarious. Those types of videos always make me laugh. Did you guys see that?
What was the stuff we were talking about before the podcast started that we were going to talk about on the podcast?
All this.
No, it was like.
Oh yeah, that's one of the. I didn't want to bring that up. That's why
like the different platforms and stuff, and
yeah, we did talk about that a little bit. But my big thing is I wanted to ask about. I completely spaced because I started getting into all the topics. That's the problem, man. I know. I'm
trying to get you off the topics because we have to talk about other stuff.
I love bringing up videos and talking about stupid shit. So it makes it more fun. We need to talk more
about her.
Yeah. Wow, we can talk more about you. She's
Not
like,
me.
leave me alone. I don't talk about you at all.
We don't need to talk about me.
No, like, are there multiple strategies that people use? Do you know other people that do that, and do they use different strategies than you use? Because I know you have a YouTube page where you like teach people how to use these platforms in the best way to make money, which is a big deal.
I mean, yeah. A lot of people, they don't really. So I treat it as a full-time job. I work, like 50 to 60 hours a week just on social media on my phone every day for at least 8 hours.
Does it feel intrusive? Does it feel sometimes like, oh man,
yes,
here we go again?
Boring, I guess. Like I'm just doing the same thing, like because I go from social media, working, and like promoting. Like there's different ways people do it. Some people just post things and hope to do better. Other people I'm like in groups with other models and stuff, and we like share each other's stuff so that way it gets more reach, or we comment on each other's stuff, or like shout each other out.
I've seen the pen for pen thing. I know that's a big one that I've seen. Like there's the groups of girls that like they'll just they'll like pin something and be like, share my pin, I'll share yours. Then you guys kind of like all work together in that way, right? Yeah. What about is there do you have a specific strategy that you've implemented like marketing wise, or you're like, this is because I know some creators will be like, okay, I don't want to do pay-per-view, I just want to do a fee, and they might have a larger fee up front to like subscribe, and then they don't really do a lot of pay-per-view stuff, but they'll do like requests that you pay for, and then some people will have like a smaller fee to join it and maybe see a little bit of like pictures and stuff, but then they have to like literally like try to get people to pay for view. Like there's different ways to do it, different strategies, right?
Like you'll have a lower subscription fee, and then like you'll be like, see the rest of this video for this cost, and it's more.
What do you think is the best strategy, you think?
So for me personally, I think it's better to have both a free page and a paid page. Yeah. But on your paid page, still do pay-per-view for longer videos, because, I post multiple times a day, so I don't feel comfortable posting like full-length videos every single day for a low subscription price. I would want it to be like $200 a month or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because then a lot of times, there's a chance people won't tip you for extra content or anything, so I have like a medium subscription price, and then if they want longer videos, they can pay for those if they don't want stuff that on my page. But the free page, say they don't want to see everything, they just want to pay to see like a certain video, like maybe every once in a while, or some photos every once in a while. It's good to have both, and then you can kind of use the free one to promote your paid one too, you know? It's all like circling.
You have a lot more steps than a lot of creators will do. Like a lot of other creators will just have their page and they won't really go to the extra steps to like kind of create like different tiers. Like you've created like a tier system for these people, and I think that's one of the reasons why what makes you so successful in doing it is you've created multiple avenues and different ways for people to reach the content in their own way. Which I think is smart. I think it's the smartest way to do it, because I've seen a lot of like we had a friend of ours that had her own OnlyFans, and she had like you paid to get into it, and then you got there, and then she was like, oh, then you have to, there's another payment to get to the stuff that people want to see. And I feel like that's a short-term strategy. It's not a long-term strategy, because you'll get people maybe in the beginning, maybe they'll pay for a couple things and they're like, I'm out, and they're not going to resubscribe. But like the idea is to get resubscribers that come back every month, so it's steady.
You also have to keep posting too. Like you have to steady keep posting stuff and make it different. And like, how do you come up with like what you do? Like,
a lot of times, like, I'll just, like, so I buy different outfits or different props throughout, like, the week or whatever, and then I'll go through, like, every month I buy new stuff for my page to make content. So my stuff is different, and I try to do, like, unique shoots and stuff, like, for Halloween, you know, he helped me out, kind of, but, like, I use, like, caution tape and, like, cool lighting and stuff, and, like, take them in, like, portrait mode, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but looks better quality, people like that
Absolutely.
better
Yeah.
versus like,
You just
here's
use
a
your phone?
bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, smart. I mean, it's great to have. I mean, you guys can't see on the camera now, but her fiance Nick is over there, and it's good to have like a partner who actually like supports and helps, because a lot of times you get people that don't have a very supportive partner, or somebody who doesn't come in and like make it. It definitely makes it a lot easier when you can be like, hey, can you hold this phone, or can you do this for me, or even like from the male perspective of like, hey, this is what I'd like to see, maybe try this, and you know, just be able to strategize together. Because I know that, I mean, that's a big deal. Some people, if you don't have that, you may kind of get caught up in just doing things that you want to see. Like I've seen some creators who, at some point they get, and I know that you don't have this problem, but some people, they get to the point where it's almost like they have like an angst, or like they hate their subscriber base, but they still do it because there's money to be made.
But you can tell when they don't like what they're doing.
They don't like it. They hate their people, and I feel like at some point I'm like, strategy marketing wise, they're hurting their overall product by being so abrasive to the people. So I think there's obviously a line.
Unless that's something you're into.
I guess the femdom. I feel like a lot of the creators want to do the femdom stuff, but it's like I don't think you can make money just doing that by itself unless you find the right people. No, you have to do everything and then have that be an aspect, and maybe you find the right person that ends up like wanting to do that
with that person and not just generalize it with everybody.
Yeah. And it also feels like a really It feels like you're trying to be very specific.
It's a lot more complicated than just sending nudes to people.
That's the
There's
thing.
a lot more to it.
That's the biggest
like,
thing.
People want to like shame everybody for like the OnlyFans
it's just
stuff.
so easy, just showing your butt.
But no, you got to put in work for it. You got to do all this other stuff too. It's not just taking pictures on your phone.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of like you said, there's a lot of outfit buying. There's a lot of different ways that you have to do. There's like you have to spend like 60 hours a week, different social media platforms where you have to like post and then respond to people. And there's a lot of there's a customer service aspect of it that people it gets lost really quickly. And then
see, that's my problem is I don't want to deal with people.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and you have to.
That's how you set everything, and the worst part is the type of people.
It's that's what it is. It's the type of people, and those are not the type of people that I like talking to.
OnlyFans in particular, like we talked about it earlier, there's a lot of anonymous. Most of the people on there are anonymous, so it feels like when people can be anonymous, they're worse than they really are. They're just a worse version of themselves a lot of the times, like, or they'll do things that they wouldn't, that are out of their own characteristic.
Like they'll say something to you that like. You're a business person. You're not their like sexual object where they can like message you all of their fantasies and stuff and try to talk to you like that. You are trying to sell your images, not yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not
and
who
I don't
you
think
are.
People that message people that do the OnlyFans stuff understand that.
Yeah.
Like, this is your persona on this right now. That's not who you are as a person. Like, I'm not going to go sleep with you because you bought my pictures. Like,
yeah, that's a big deal.
But I get really rude with some people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they don't understand boundaries. They don't understand that I'm not just some horny girl doing this for a hookup. Like, I'm engaged. I'm very open about being engaged and being in a relationship. I
knew you were from the stuff that I saw. I was like, you're engaged. It even says, I think, on your page, on your masthead, like, engaged, and has his on there.
Yeah.
Like, you're not trying to have threesomes with their wives and like it's,
I'm not trying to be a unicorn.
That's how it is. They just they overstep boundaries entirely too much, and it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't.
Which I think is one of the things why the stigma. If we can get as a society the same way we did with like marijuana and stuff, take that stigma away where people can just do this work. Maybe we can remove those barriers where people think that if you do one thing, you do it all. Like, it's over.
that's
And that's
the
not the
problem.
truth. It's not the truth at all. Just because, and I mean, we all grow up. I mean, I grew up, we had to find magazines. I'm like, you got to get a
Right.
magazine somewhere. It's the only way. And then it was like, I got still a movie from a stepdad.
It's funny
and
because
then
I got my toolbox at work.
yeah.
Because when you get a toolbox at work, you inherit it from somebody else who inherited it from somebody else.
Yeah.
And it usually has the same stuff in it from the people that you inherited it from, because it was the stuff they didn't want to take home. I had like 3 Playboys in it, some
Are they good ones?
the Sports Illustrated. They're like 2004.
Okay.
I kept them because obviously.
Yeah, you're not going to get
So
rid
now
of
my
them.
toolbox has porn in it.
All right, well, now you have to get rid of them because somebody needs to blow your house up. Like, this girl's got porn in her shit, and they're going to blame you for it.
The
so.
purple toolbox at Chrysler.
Oh, no.
Or at.
Yeah, you just
God
gave away
damn
where you work. That's why I said, don't
I
ever
need you
tell
to-
people where you work.
I need you to get rid of that.
All right, I'm going to take it out.
Okay.
Let me get a mark. At 1 minute and 19 seconds, I got to take out Courtney saying where she works because she can't. Even without the weed, you can't stop yourself.
Sorry. I'll get high next time.
You got to be high to do it. No, I think
I don't have
it's,
boundaries.
I think it's important to destigmatize things that like we all do anyway. Like
Right.
people lie. People. It's
Everyone
weird to
has
me.
sex.
Yeah, it's weird to me that people can stigmatize something that like we all do every day. Like
Yeah.
we either have sex or with ourselves or with other people. Like
Right.
It's
everybody
our most
does.
natural state, being naked. Like, we're born naked.
Right.
It's like not that big a deal.
Right.
We're
And it's
naked
weird.
underneath all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're naked when we shower. It's fine.
It's fine.
We have to look at ourselves naked.
Yeah. It's like
Might as well let other people.
Yeah. Especially if you're good at it, which is, I mean,
Yeah,
part of it
obviously
is
you are.
being funny. You're funny on your page, which I think is a really big draw. Is if like even if like I'm not trying to like see a naked girl that day, if I see a funny post, I'm like, that's funny. Because
Yeah.
there's a couple of girls in town that I know do things. I'm not gonna blow anybody's spot up because I don't know if they really want to be blown up, but there's a couple of girls that do, and you guys kind of work together sometimes, and sometimes you don't. And then there was one girl in town that I've talked to that we've kind of conversed about. She stopped doing it. Like she did it for a while and then she fell out of love with it, so she stopped doing it. And one of the things about her is that made her so popular is she's just funny. Mm-hmm. To me, having a good personality about it and not, which kind of goes back to what I was saying before with having like somebody who works in the field but has like a very negative and almost hates their fan base. Like I don't like you guys because I'm
My
not really into
Instagram
it.
was like just pictures of me with like, it was a grandma filter and I had like knitting on my boobs. I love that. So I was like, I can't do this without it being stupid.
Yeah, you have to make
Like
it funny.
I couldn't do mine without it being like something dumb.
You can't just let
I
yourself be
can't just
sexy.
be hot.
Like I can't just be sexy. I gotta like make it goofy. But I think both of them work. I think you could do both. Like there's a possibility to
That
make
was the
yourself
post that got
do and
that got reported.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, apparently I'm too hot as a grandma.
Your brother was like, "Oh, this is a little weird. It looks too much like grandma."
It was only for 2 seconds.
He was like, "I don't want to see grandma today. Too much like grandma."
Blanche, when did you get this?
That's awful. That's so awful.
Did I tell you what I did on? Because I used to have a Tumblr page.
Yeah.
I had the Tumblr page, and like me and Jessica both have these tattoos. My cousin.
Yeah.
And I would post nudes on it because you could on Tumblr.
For a while, yeah.
But it like they didn't have my face in it or anything. And then this girl I was friends with at work, her husband came and got her something for lunch, and I went out there with her to pick it up. And he's like, "Let me see your chest tattoo." I was like, what tattoo? And I was like this. He's like, "I've seen your boobs on Tumblr." I'm like, How? How the fuck did you see my boobs on Tumblr? And he's like, a friend sent it to me. I was like, God damn it.
Small town, baby.
So I was like, that wasn't me, that was Jessica.
Yeah, that was it. We had the same tattoo. It was her
Yeah, it
boobs.
was her tattoo, not mine.
Yeah. Yeah, like nobody's has a feather tattoo but you, like on their chest. It's like,
That was somebody else because this is like the most basic fucking
I
tattoo.
know, yeah.
Everybody has it. It wasn't me.
Tumblr used to be where all the fun was happening.
Tumblr
and
was
then-
great until they got rid of the nudes.
Well, they had a problem with CP and they
That's
couldn't.
dumb.
They couldn't regulate it. So then they were like, "Well, we're just gonna take it all away." And then everybody left and went to
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah.
and that's like,
Yeah.
well, now Twitter has that problem. So it's like every place does. Anytime I think that's the hardest thing.
I
about,
like that on Twitter you can post a picture and then you can hide it. So like if people
That's
don't want to
relatively
see
new,
it.
though, isn't it? Relatively
I don't
new
know. I
thing?
posted one on my Twitter. I have like no posts, and then I have this picture of like me half naked.
Yeah.
So like,
I remember messaging you because your Tumblr was the same name as your Twitter, and you had like your full name in your Twitter, and I was like, you got to change the name of one of these. Yeah, it was at the time. It was. You don't remember because you changed it, but it was the same. And I was like, hey, like it's not a very good strategy to have like the same name if you're going to do this stuff here. You kind of need to vary your name up so that like from your personal to your more like.
I only had
decadent.
like 3 followers.
Yeah.
That's why I was like. It weirded out that somebody else outside of those 3 people had seen it.
I got in trouble with my ex for having a Tumblr. I'm like, what? And she's like, well, you like girls' pictures on there. I was like, so like. It's
See,
like
Matt has his Reddit is all completely like. Well, he's got other stuff, but he's got like a lot of
people use
stuff.
Reddit for that.
And like he'll just show me, like awesome.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing about she dates Matt, and he's our friend, and we were talking to him. I had her message you or whatever, and he was like, oh, and he was like, looked on my face on my Twitter, and he saw you. He was like, oh, I heard this girl's name, so he clicked on it. He was like, oh, that's her butthole, and he was like, up immediately. That has to be the weirdest thing, right? Like you're like, oh man, this person's probably saw my butthole before. And
I don't really care at this point.
Yeah, at this point.
Like,
He screenshot it and sent it to me, and my kids were getting in the car. I'm like,
oh my god!
And I went to open the message. I'm like, Matt, there's a butthole.
It was just funny because he didn't even know like who you were, and then he was on Twitter and had seen something.
Nice.
It's just like, he was a nice butthole.
Thanks.
She's not going to be your unicorn, Courtney.
I don't need her to be.
Oh man, it's too funny. Nah, for me, it really just comes down to like the marketing aspect. Like you kill it. You kill it on there. Like
Yeah, you
absolutely
really do.
compared to
You're doing
everybody
awesome.
else. Like there are girls on there who are pretty, but they don't do as well as you do because you've tapped into how to do it properly. And I think that if they take anything away from this podcast more than anything, I want them to check out your YouTube. If you're interested in doing something as long as like doing OnlyFans or maybe getting into this type of stuff, check out her YouTube page. It's still Lynn M. Thalia. Is it the same name?
I think it's just Thalia Lynn on there.
Okay, yeah, check her out on there because you have a really cool you do like how-to videos. Like you teach people how to actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to it so I can show people. It's actually, I've looked it up recently. There it is.
Are you watching Big Balloons of Fanta?
Oh, my kid uses this a lot. There's nothing on here. You can't show anything. I just want to make sure when I put it on here, there's nothing on here. But check out, you just hit 100 subscribers. That's pretty badass. That's
pretty
exciting.
cool.
Yeah. This is my personal, so I didn't subscribe from my personal because my kids can see that, but I did from the Kokomo Press page. The only reason is like it's like hooked up to my TV and my kids. I don't want my kids to go in there and be like, oh, what's this?
I don't think they should watch that. I mean, I don't show anything bad on there.
No, not at all.
I guess.
But you're explaining how to use it. My kids are like, oh, so this is how I go on OnlyFans. No, but to me, it all comes down to like it's one of the things I like. Not just the marketing aspect is that like, you're willing to help other creators. Like this is how you do it, and with being as successful you are for the area. And I say for the area, but in general, I think as well as you're doing
in
better
general,
than a lot of
like
people.
not even just for the area.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and it's like a modern thing. A lot of people, back in the day, you didn't even know the person. Like, I didn't, they know you. I don't really know, but you weren't able to interact with the actual person. It was like some company, some guy probably with a lot of money is paying these young girls to do this, and then they're really operating in their stead. Whereas you can be an independent creator.
You get to be you get to do whatever you want to do. You don't have to listen to nobody else. You can stop if you want.
Anytime you want. Like if you're like,
you don't have a contract. You're not listening to nobody.
Yeah, I love that.
It's nice.
Yeah, is it nice to be able to take care of yourself? Like this is my own thing.
Yeah. I have to work a vanilla job.
So when's the wedding?
9 to 5.
Is the wedding soon? October next year? Yeah. That's awesome.
Are you going to have a Halloween wedding?
Mm-hmm.
When did you guys get engaged? September 30th. Recently? So just come. That's fun.
Congratulations.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I got engaged in, what was it, May? Mm-hmm. We're thinking next, we might be close to when you guys do because it's like next fall is when we're thinking. Mm-hmm. We're like, we want to do it in the fall, but we couldn't do it this fall. It wasn't enough time. So we're like, next fall.
I was supposed to get married in October.
All right, sad. No, it's not sad.
I had to make it sad.
I'm happy that you didn't get married.
No, it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, you've lost about 100 pounds too, and that's not just him. Yeah, you lost 200. Oh yeah, including him.
Counting him.
Yeah, that's crazy. And she lost a lot of weight in last year. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Have you lost any more? Or are you still staying?
I'm trying to stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
I fluctuate between like 140 and 138.
Yeah.
And if I get lower than that, it's going to keep getting lower until it's like 10 more pounds down, and I don't want to lose more.
Yeah.
My doctor told me that I'm fine where I'm at. My BMI is like 27, which she said is fine.
Yeah.
I'm still technically overweight, but like
You're not.
I'm 5 foot tall.
Yeah, you're like, you'd have to be like a rail.
Right.
With your height.
And I don't want to be, I don't want to, like, I can see my ribs and stuff, and it's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll lay down and I can feel my hip bones, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went from thick to thin quick.
Yeah,
in a
it's
year.
weird. Like,
Quick.
this was my shirt from before I had even gained weight, and it's too big on me.
Yeah. Well, you had that velour tracksuit on yesterday.
It was so cool.
I was like, "What are you wearing?" She's like, "I bought it too big," and it was like a little because of how it sat on you because it was so big. It looked like a little kid's like velour, like it's so weird on you. I was like, "You look like a little kid walking around."
I keep doing this thing where like I'm not used to buying anything smaller than a medium.
Yeah.
Like medium is like the smallest I've ever been able to wear. Well, large. I could never wear anything smaller than a large. So now I can wear a size small, but it's weird to me. So I'm still buying mediums. Yeah. So all of my clothes are too big.
Yeah, you're taller than I thought you'd be. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
5'7". Okay, same height as me. My ex-wife is 6'2", so I always get shit because I'm only 5'7", and then my fiance is 5'11". So to me, it's like I thought
She's
you were
the
gonna be
same height
shorter.
as Matt.
Huh?
No, he's 6'11".
He's not 6'11".
He's
What the fuck?
he's 5'11". He's 5'11".
Dikembe Mutombo over there.
He's 5'11". I'm 4'11". She's like taller than me.
She's like in between 5'10" and 5'11". So I just say
Sorry,
5'11" because
I'm
it's like
stupid.
she's not really 5'10". She's 5'11", but she's like right there. You know.
Yeah.
You don't have to fact check me on the podcast. I'm just kidding. I don't know how tall she is. She's 4'10" now. I'm just gonna say that.
Me?
No.
I'm
That's not tall.
4'10".
Are you really?
No, I wish I was 4'10" so I could be a dwarf.
Yeah. You're like just a little bit too tall.
I'm an inch too tall to be a dwarf, and Matt's really upset about it because
He's got a dwarf thing. All right, let's wrap this up. We've already done over an hour, so let's wrap it up before we get into some things about dwarf stuff and start using terms we're not allowed to. We're going to use dwarf. We can't use the other one. Starts with an M, all right?
I'm short enough that I think it's okay.
You can use.
Just like I have a handicap sticker in my car. I can talk about handicapped people.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, you're allowed to. You're part of the group.
Yeah.
Anyway, co-host,
Cortni.
special guest today.
Thalia Lynn.
Check her out on social media. We'll put it down there. I'm Jordan Granger. This is the Kokomo Press Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you.
Bye.
2 kisses. Thank you for watching this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can check us out on the Kokomo Press at Facebook, at YouTube, at Instagram, or you can follow us all at our individual accounts if you want on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. You can get our merch, or if you really, really, really want to help us out, it's only $5. You can actually subscribe to our Patreon. Check that out because we have a lot of content we want to give you guys, and we want to put more and more out, and it's starting to get expensive. So hit us up. Thank you for watching this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. Thank you so much. We love you. 2 kisses.